Hi folks, welcome to part two. I'd like to introduce my little baby, Lady Nelson, Little Nellie. Yes, the cutest thing God ever made. A loving little cat, and I'll tell you her backstory sometime. Anyway, I learned a couple things in filming part one. I've never done any video before, obviously. One thing I have to do is speak up. I have to enunciate more clearly, to wear my glasses better. I need to lose weight. Whatever. One thing at a time. First thing I'm going to try to do is make sense out of this and be the only guy on YouTube that is demonstrating how a job shop in the letterpress business operates, or not. Pause. There is no script, so I've got to just try to make it up as I go along, and I get confused sometimes because while I can walk and chew gum simultaneously, I can't talk and think at the same time. So we're going to work on that. One thing at a time. I got to find out how to get on YouTube and put this on a YouTube channel. I have no clue. I don't know anything about video editing. There's no production values involved in this. Just a simple iPad and try to make do with a tripod and an iPad. Pause. 5:30 in the morning on Monday, August 10th, 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic. It's a heat wave. I don't have air conditioning down here, so I sweat through everything immediately. I'm going to finish up the job that I started yesterday, the little scoring and perfing job. Not perfing, scoring and die cutting job. And I'll bring you along for little snippets. It won't be thorough, because I still don't know how to operate this thing. But we'll see how things go, and catch you in the next little snippet. Bye-bye. One thing I should say before continuing is if anybody views this stuff, I'm sure they're going to comment that how can you live amongst such clutter and such a messy, dirty, cruddy shop day in and day out. It's autobiographical. If this place is a mess, it's because I'm a mess. I think anytime you do something of sufficient complexity, it becomes autobiographical. Because you've got to make choices. Do I put it away, or do I just put it in a pile? And that tells you something about yourself. And I'm a cluttered mess. So is my shop. Come along for the ride. Alright, the first thing I got to do is break down yesterday's setup. Get the scoring rule out of here. I like this particular setup using this speed furniture. Saves a lot of time and trouble. High-speed coins. 2-point leads. Scoring rule. One thing for sure I'm going to do is oil down this scoring rule. Made out of steel, and you can already see it's starting to discolor and pick up a little flash rust. I've already sanded this down a bit, but I'm going to oil it, try to make it last a little longer. Around here in Illinois, things get so humid and hot that everything rusts right off. Got to take care of that. First thing I got to do is figure out how to run it. I'd like to run it horizontally, but I can't do that really. There's not enough margin at the edges for me to make clearance with the chase and the bed of the press. I could do it by trimming a bit of the wood off of the side of the die, but I don't want to mess with a customer's die. It's not mine to goof around with. So I'm going to go this way. Get this thing about centered properly. I'm not going to worry about exactitude until I run a couple samples off the press. Back soon. This setup looks like it'll work alright. I've got coins on both sides. They're adjustable. A little bit of lead here. Adjustable furniture. I can move things back and forth and up and down on the press. I don't have to bring the chase and the form back here to the table to set it up. So once I get a sample, if I'm off a little bit, which I will be, I can just nudge it here and there until I get it just right. Okay. going to start off with just a Mylar sheet. It's a little under dimensions, but I'm going to sneak up on the pressure. I don't know this die. I'm not sure if it's actually the size it says it is, so we'll find out. Okay, I'm going to mess with the setup and the position on this thing, and I'll get back to you when I get a little closer. I thought I'd better show you guys how the first part of this job came out. If you can see that, you get the light just right. You can see how the score goes all the way across, hits the tick marks. So all the scoring is clean and proper, the way I like it. Now all I have to do is cut the thing out and follow along. Bye-bye. Okay, loading up the press. Show you how we do that. Grab a nice lift. Guide it a bit. Into the press. A couple pieces of furniture. Make sure we got it lined up. Nice and square. It's ready to roll. I'll give you a couple minutes of this. That's all there is to it up to this point. Pull out little lifts, jog them up, strip them out. I find it a little easier to give them a twist first, like that. And that sort of helps pull them out. And I'll show you in a minute what I do because of the nicks that are put on there to keep them from falling out of the sheet as they go through the press. There's a little tiny nick that holds it into the oh boy, holds it into the paper. I'm going to sand that off with a Dremel tool. I'll give you a quick shot of that here in just a second. Okay, Dremel tool in action. You shouldn't have to do this, but it's part of the job. Make things look nice. Just a little tiny touch up. Gets rid of the nubbins. Makes the edge a little cleaner and smoother. There you go. A little sanding drum. I wish I had a finer sander, but it works nice. Gives you a good thing. These will be business cards, obviously. Fold over. Information inside. Pretty on the outside. Get back to you in a minute.